So today I thought I would bring to you the Ghost deck, and this is really, again, this is another one of my favorites. It's I've had it probably shortly after I started reading cards after my divorce. So it was probably one of my second decks. I got the Gilded as my first deck. But I use this a lot, and as you'll see as I show you the cards, they are just worn, but they're kind of fun, they're different. Here is the Fool. I'm going to make sure you can see that well. I like this Fool specifically, mostly because of the dog. And I'll tell you why. In most of the decks, he comes in as a puppy. He's a little dog. But to me, having that dog as a protector kind of saves this guy, right? He's so, you know, just childlike, and that's the whole purpose, is that he's not paying attention to what he's doing, which in some cases is great, in some cases it's a little scary. But he has the older dog, so I feel like he's being protected, and I like that as far as animal spirits and just the idea of being protected. It gives us more of a feeling like we can be the Fool. This is the Magician. The Magician here comes with all the tools. They're all on the table. I do like that as well, because to me that is the whole purpose of the Magician. He has the reason why he can do anything and can make anything happen is because he does have all the tools of the tarot, and that's very cool to me. And here is Strength. Now I'll tell you why I love this Strength card. I love this Strength card because she's not only taming the lion, she also has a child next to her. That is the perfect epitome of strength, right? If you can be strong enough to tame a lion, but yet gentle enough to handle a child, that just says so much to me about this Strength card. I love that Strength card. Another one is the Judgment card. Now the reason why I really like this, it's obvious that this is a resurrection, you know, that this is about rebirth, being reborn, and it shows it so explicitly with the skeleton guy coming out of the ground, right? It's a great depiction of what I feel like Judgment is. A Judgment to me is about rebirth and regrowth and starting over, being given that chance to be able to start over. Now here are the aces. So we have the Ace of Cups and the Ace of Pentacles and, oops, backwards, Ace of Swords and the Ace of Wands. Now here, I'll go through them so you can see them better. The Ace of Wands is the only one, right? No. Yeah, the only one that doesn't have an actual hand. It's the fire hand. It's very interesting that the hand that's holding this wand is actually coming out of the fire, which of course we know that the wands speak of that fire energy. Now the Ace of Swords, he's having his hand, the hand is holding the sword. And then we have the Ace of Pentacles. Now this one is having the hand holding it, but I really like the scenery of this. It really shows the grounded, the earthy feel of a pentacle. And this one really does show the emotion. I believe that you can really see it in this card. You can see emotion, creativity, light. It feels very light to me. It feels very good. And then we have a couple, I'm just pulled a couple out of each suit. I have, and actually it's very interesting, you know, I never put these two together, but here's the Five of Cups and here's the Six of Cups. The Five of Cups is waving goodbye, as the Six of Cups is remembering that time. So here is the Five of Cups. He's lost his 3 cups. He's waving to the person or the thing or whatever is leaving him. He's not checking that out yet. But as we get into the 6th, now he's remembering this time. That's how I kind of see these two together. But the 6 is very sweet, you know, very true to the meaning of being in the past or remembering the past as well. The 3 of Pentacles, and I did the 3 and the 6, which is very interesting to me that I did that. The 3, I just did this randomly. The 3 does show the collaboration, has 2 people working very hard to get something done. I do believe that the Three of Pentacles is about collaboration. Not all decks show multiple people working on those pentacles, but when I see it and read it, it reminds me of collaboration, working together for a greater good. The Six of Pentacles is a very sweet card. This does not seem to me like a normal Six of Pentacles would. The Six of Pentacles is normally about doing well enough that you now have enough to share. And this more seems to me like a sweet feeling, like you've come to a point where you appreciate what you had, not just what you have. So you may have everything, but this more feels like he's also appreciating and missing what he had, not just what you're getting. And it's a good reminder that when we get what we want, remember the things that we're missing. And here is the Three of Wands. And I like this too because the ship is the ghost. And this is so cool because this card is about the ship coming in. So here is the ship as a ghost. You can't ask for anything better than that. Really, I mean, it's a great card. It's one of my favorites too because when it comes up in a reading, it means I'm on the right path, right? So, and here's the Seven. Now the Seven of Wands is about, you know, fire and energy and all of those things. And defending yourself is the Seven, right? So look at him defending himself. You can't have a better picture of trying to defend yourself or your house or your peoples. It's a great, great depiction. And this is the Four of Swords. Now where this is a little different, normally you have someone laying on one of the swords and the three swords are coming down. In this case, it's all four swords. To me, this specifically says you need to rest because of all of them, not just because of one. A lot of times the readers will take that one sword and say this is something that you need to take a break from, the one thing. This says you just need to take a break. Because if you get up from here, you're going to get slammed by all four swords. So it's a little different, but it still shows the same rest idea of the Four Swords. And here's the Eight of Swords. I like this one because in a lot of the depictions, the Eight of Swords, she's stuck, she's bound, she's blindfolded, all of those things, but never do they show her on a cliff. But the one thing that she has that no other Eight of Swords I've ever seen, she has wings. So that means if she falls, she's still okay. So that is another reason why you can say, oh, that's just in your head. You're really safe because you do have the wings to save you. You don't need your hands. You don't need your eyes. You can fly. You can feel all of those. That's kind of a good feeling. And here's the Nine. I did more swords. I don't know why, but the Nine is really, this one shows the anxiety, shows the fear, shows the scared, shows the panic to you know, a whole nother level. Because when I get this card in a reading and it comes out, I immediately do that because of the way it looks. I mean, it looks scary, but that's what Nine is. It's really a scary feeling. You know, if you've ever had a panic attack or an anxiety attack, it's a scary thing. And this one really shows that fear, that being so scared. Now we'll talk about the court cards. I have one of each. Here's the Page of Pentacles. Now in all of the pages, they are facing forward and handing the tool out, like have the tool in front of them. The Wands one has the more energy. He's facing forward, but he looks like he's moving forward as well. And you know, the pages a lot of times are about messages, so that makes a lot of sense to have it look that way. Then we have, I pulled out the Knight of Cups. What I like about this is the cup's actually in the water. And to me, that kind of says that he's on a quest. The Knight is on the quest to find that perfect love, that creativity, that emotion. And he's just found it. And it's right there, right by his feet. And he's going to go get that. And then Queen of Wands. All of the queens are sitting in their throne with their tool, and I kind of look at what is going on around them. You know, again, this one is shown with the fiery, that red glow. So she's got the fire inside of her and that a lot of energy. So just looking at the card, it does feel pretty energetic, whereas like the Queen of Pentacles does not feel as energetic at all. Now this card is important to me in all decks. It's the King of Swords, and the reason why it's important to me is I feel like there always needs to be that King of Swords. Sometimes he's not always a nice person, but he is always determined. He knows what he wants, he goes after what he wants, and he gets what he wants. And I think that that is such a structure to me that's so important, that if we never have this come up in a reading, you know, in days on end, that shows that structure and that you know what you want and that you know what you're doing, if you never have that chance of this card to come up, then I feel like there's something left behind. So really this king in any deck is important to me on how they depict him. Again, I always look at the pictures. That's how I read. I read by going, you know, he's obviously standing in front of people, and this is the Six of Wands, and he's showing, you know, that he's being recognized, and the beautiful love of the Two of Cups, two people looking together at each other, that connection that you can't get anywhere else and from very many people. So those are the things that are really important to me when I'm looking at decks. So most of the decks I have, you'll find that I'll do this. Not all of them will, because I'll show you some decks that I really don't use very often, because I need this art that's behind some of these decks that I'll be showing you. So this is the Ghost deck. I have no idea who wrote it or who created these. They did not come, this deck did not come with a book. I would really like to find a book for it, because I'd love to see what the idea and thoughts are behind these cards, if they're different, because the Nine of Cups looks a little different to me too than normal decks. Or than a lot of decks, I should say, not normal. Nothing's normal. But you can find it if you Google the Ghost desk, the Ghost Tarot deck, it will come up. I'm pretty sure you can still get it on Amazon. Matter of fact, after this, I'm going to look for the book again. I've searched for it a couple times. I don't know if maybe they just did the cards and didn't create a book at all. You know, a lot of decks come with even little just little ones, like that have less than a paragraph meanings to them, that just kind of help you guide with what that artist or that author either or had in mind for those cards, and it helps you kind of read a little bit better. But these are well enough done that you can read even without knowledge of the tarot, really, if you really look at them. If you have a basic knowledge, knowing what the suits are and that kind of thing, you can read this deck for sure. So Ghost Tarot. At the end of this, I will have a picture of all of the cards. I will display them in chunks like I did on my last one, so you can see all of them. Take care. Major Arcana, first half. Major Arcana, second half. Swords, Ace through 10. Pentacles, Ace through 10. Cups, Ace through 10. Wands, Ace through 10. The Pages. The Knights. The Queens. The Kings.